Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update Saturday night edition. It's a brief one on Saturday night. We had some rain today, and clouds kind of gave way to sunshine, especially late in the afternoon from west to east. You see here on the satellite, you can also see what looks like smoke off to the west. I'll show you what the sky looked like this afternoon as things cleared out. We had a blue sky there, some altocumulus and some fractocumulus clouds. We had, and then towards sunset, you could sort of see the effect of the smoke off to the west a little bit there. So let's talk about the current conditions we got going on right now. Temperatures generally in the mid-70s, not too hot out there, but the humidity is up there. We have dew points in the mid-70s as well, so humid. In fact, Islip is 73 with the dew point is 73. That could bring some fog in for coastal areas, perhaps, that we will see what happens there. Temperatures generally in the mid-70s, and you can see that there is a heat advisory and air quality alert in effect for your Sunday. And the heat advisory, actually the air quality alerts for tomorrow, and then the heat advisories from effect noon Monday to 10 p.m. on Tuesday. And let's see, New Jersey, you're probably going to have an excessive heat watch as well. The heat advisory starts for tomorrow for New Jersey, and the air quality alert is in effect. And we also have then fog advisories in effect as well. So let's take a look at our high temperatures, and it was a lot hotter in New Jersey today. You can see on Long Island, highs generally in the low 80s, upper 70s out east, where they had less sunshine, and mid 80s as you get toward Nassau County and New York City. And in New Jersey, you can see highs got up into around 90 degrees, actually. So a lot hotter there, especially away from the coast. And you can see, looks like we already have that excessive heat watch already also for central Jersey as well. Low temperatures, I didn't get that low, obviously. 70s for lows. Precipitation, that'll be the next thing we'll look at. Let's do 24-hour precipitation here. And it looks like some parts of Long Island actually did get decent amounts of rain. Very patchy, though. Some areas in Mineola, look at that. It's not only 0.01. I don't know about that. But some areas got over an inch of rain, it looks like. So it looks like we did get a number of those tropical showers that actually did give us some much-needed rain today. An inch or a little over an inch for eastern Nassau County. Suffolk County, a little less. Islip only got 0.57. It was patchy. Some areas of the North Shore got an inch and a half, depending on where those showers and thunderstorms went. Barely anything for the East End. The city got 1.40. Central Park got 2.24. And a little bit more for New Jersey as well. So unfortunately, it looks like Suffolk County got gypped. They still got decent amount, 0.78 at Shirley, okay. West Hampton only got a quarter of an inch, though, about. So, depending on where you are, it depends on who got the rain and who didn't. So we can look at Wonder Map as well for that. Get some more precipitation numbers from there. Get a closer look at our area here, and you can see, over an inch of rain. South Shore over an inch to an inch and a half. And, it's patchy. Some areas get less than others because it's just the scattered nature of where the rain went. It looks like the winners in this are going to be the North Shore of Suffolk, where almost 1 3/4 of an inch, and even at some 2-inch amounts there around Northport. Lake Grove also. Some areas got over an inch over there. A little less on the South Shore of Suffolk, though. Especially toward Patchogue, less than 1/4 of an inch there. So it's very patchy. Southwest Suffolk, a little more like 3/4 of an inch. As you get out to the Pine Barrens, our Ridge got 0.75. It's something, 1.09 in Calverton. So, yeah, it's better than nothing, for sure. So at least something it helped to help the drought, because it's been pretty dry this July. So let's look at the models now. Actually, before we go to that, let's look at the history for tonight. Islip, high of 81, low of 72. 2 degrees above normal for the day. Rainfall showing 0.57. Central Park had a high of 87 and a low of 72, 2 degrees above normal, and they got 2.06 inches of rain. So month to date, They are 2.42, so actually a little bit above normal for the month now because of that. So depends on who got the rain and who didn't, you know. So let's go to the models now, and we'll take a look at the rest of our weekend into part of next week here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing an update. I'll tell you at the end, but you can see that Atlantic Ridge kind of gives way to another high that's centered more over here, which gives us more of the southeast, and that gives us more of a southwesterly flow, which is going to mean it's going to be hotter, unfortunately, and this is probably going to be the worst of the heat waves. You can see there are some chances for showers and thunderstorms in the mix there. Another chance as we get toward Wednesday, and then after we get toward Wednesday into Thursday, that's when we'll see some relief with this high building down, and it'll bring better weather. But in the meantime, we're going to be dealing with some heat, and just to show you that, we'll go to the temperature anomaly. We'll just go to the temperature chart here, just to show you the heat that we're going to be dealing with here. So you're going to see that heat that we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then finally Thursday it starts getting pushed down. But it's going to be brutal. So let's go to the HRRR here, and we'll start off looking at being that we're at temperatures already. We'll stick with that. Obviously not going to be dropping back much tonight. Tomorrow going to be hot, but mainly over New Jersey, and it's showing some cool patches here, which could be some showers or thunderstorms that might develop tomorrow afternoon. You can see temperatures generally are going to get close to 90 even on Long Island. I think Jersey will be in the 90s. Tomorrow night, obviously, lows staying in the 70s, and then this is when the heat really cranks up on Wednesday. Now, according to this, it looks like it does have cooler temperatures over Long Island, which would indicate a sea breeze. I still think we're going to see 90 degrees here in Mineola, Central Nassau. But if you're further out in Suffolk, probably mid to upper 80s, South Shore. Jersey, you're going to be roasting in the mid to upper 90s. There might even be a 100-degree reading in there, perhaps. You just never know. But Monday is going to be really, really brutal. Let's go and look at the dew points here and the wind flow, because that's important. So I'll show you. We see the dew points actually do come down a little bit tomorrow night. So with that westerly flow, we actually see a little bit of a drier air mass, especially over Long Island. So at least it'll bring some relief from the higher dew points. It's showing dew points dropping into the 60s, so a little bit of that drier air bleeding in, believe it or not, for tomorrow. But then we have the humidity on Monday with the southwest to southwest flow. So yeah, we got a little bit of relief, but then we're back into it on Monday, and that's when we're going to really be feeling it. Let's look at some soundings as well. We'll go ahead and look at precipitation too. So we get cloud cover. It looks like we'll have a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow over Long Island too, as well with that drier air. But then as we get into Monday, we'll be dealing back with the humidity again. So let's go look at the precipitation forecast here, because it does show what looks like there could be over Jersey. Could be a thunderstorm that possibly develops over Jersey, just heat of the day kind of stuff, and maybe because we have this boundary here, dry air and more humid air, it could trigger something. And the same thing, it looks like it's showing some kind of complex for Monday, another complex that's coming in and bringing the chance for some showers and thunderstorms later Monday afternoon as well, like a little disturbance or something that winds up coming through. And we're going to look at that. I don't have enough of the NAM to go that far. GFS. I can go to the Storm Prediction Center, I guess, if you want to look at that. Let's go to the GFS here and show you this on the GFS. So it shows you that there's that chance for rain, and then Tuesday, and then the front comes through on Wednesday into Thursday. All right, so let's look at our dew points and wind flow here, just to show you. Here's Monday, and you can see the GFS is a little worse. The HRRR showing more of a westerly flow, which means it could be hotter with that, especially Tuesday. I think Tuesday is going to be the worst day of it. And then Wednesday, we have to watch out for the front, which moves through later in the day. You can see those very high dew points, and then the front comes through and kind of slowly brings us relief on Thursday. Not going to get too much into detail on that. And, let's go look at our temperatures, because this is where it's going to be bad. So this is Monday, and you see GFS running hotter than the GFS with more of a westerly flow. A lot of Long Island sees 90 degrees or better. Could be mid-90s in Mineola, pushing 100. So the GFS definitely hotter than the HRRR with more of that westerly flow. Oddly enough, for some reason, it's cooler on Tuesday for Long Island. Despite, and the wind, it's weird because the wind is from the west on that, so I'm not understanding why it's doing that. Is it showing any precipitation over us? No. So I don't understand why it's doing that. I don't, but, we'll talk about that more. We have more models to get up there. And then Wednesday, we'll be seeing the heat again. A lot of heat again. But that'll be the last day of it. So, yeah, we have another big heat wave coming this week, and it starts tomorrow. Sky cover for tomorrow. Not really showing a whole lot of clouds tomorrow. The GFS for tomorrow. So plenty of sun. You have no problem getting the temperatures up. Also not showing too many clouds for Monday either. It's Tuesday we'll start to see more in the way of clouds. Maybe that's why it's got lower temperatures. And then Wednesday, yeah, we'll see more in the way of clouds. And then that front comes through. But it might get hung up a little bit, so I'll have to see if we can clear it out. That's way in the long range. I'm not going there. Let's go to the RGM here. So here's the RGM for tomorrow. Again, some clouds in the morning, and then RGM showing a few clouds around probably mid. Probably not too much of the high-level clouds. Mostly mid-level and some cumulus, perhaps, and maybe a pop-up cumulonimbus, perhaps. And then on Monday, we'll start seeing that cirrus again. And then Tuesday, obviously, we'll start seeing some of that cirrus as well. Now, lastly, we'll talk about the smoke. Let's go to the smoke model here. Okay. This will be the last thing we got to look at here. So let's see what happens here with that. If that stays off to the northwest, or do we get into it? That's the question. All right, going into it. Looks like it's mostly staying off. It looks like, yeah, we might start seeing some of it as we get into Monday and Tuesday. That's what I'm thinking at this point. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. I don't know if I'm going to have a longer version tomorrow night. Kind of depends on if I'm going to go to a fireworks show or not. Because if I do, then I'm going to get back too late. But maybe I won't go. I'm not sure, especially with everything going on. And if you've been following the news, maybe it's not such a good idea to go somewhere where there's going to be a large amount of people. So that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. Good night.